I'm going to believe that the only reason Jay-Z and Beyonce are still together after he cheated on her is because she got her lick back. That has to be the case. Either she got her lick back or she cheated first.
She definitely set us on top as far as like the song and the album being #1 with her creativity. So we really have her to thank for this Grammy.
What are you smiling at? What's going on?
Because I can't, because she makes me blush when she talks about that.
Have you ever wondered how Beyoncé found it in her heart to forgive Jay-Z after he cheated and publicly embarrassed her? I mean, this is Beyoncé we're talking about. She could seemingly have her pick of almost any man she wanted. Well, according to the rumors, Beyoncé may have had a choice of her own, and that could explain how she managed to stay with Jay for so long. The man at the center of those claims is none other than Alejandro Sanz, whom she previously worked with. For years, there were whispers about their alleged connection, but supposedly no solid receipts, until now. And if these rumors are true, Alejandro might not be the only man linked to her.
My theory is the reason why she stayed with him because she has her man. She know her man is always going to be by her side and is going to be there. So, I mean, I guess she like, look, we here now. You cannot tell me the chemistry between both of them. I see what you're doing. To be honest, she don't even smile the way she smiled when she with this.
At this point, the idea of Beyoncé leaving Jay-Z has become a cultural event that some people seem to be waiting for. Fans have been speculating about the couple going their separate ways for years, but the conversation became even louder as Jay-Z's name was dragged into various online rumors and controversies. Despite all the speculation, Beyoncé has continued to stand beside her husband. She even recently joined him at Yankee Stadium in New York to celebrate the 30th anniversary of his debut album, Reasonable Doubt, stepping in for Mary J. Blige during a performance of Can't Knock the Hustle. That appearance only fueled more debate online. Some fans simply couldn't understand why Beyoncé continued to stay with Jay after everything their marriage had reportedly been through. But according to rumors circulating online, the situation may be far more complicated than the public realizes. Beyoncé grew up watching the difficulties in her parents' marriage. Her mother, Tina Knowles, and father, Matthew Knowles, were married for decades before eventually divorcing. Because of that history, some fans have speculated that Beyoncé was never going to sit quietly while being publicly embarrassed in her own relationship. And according to years of internet rumors, she may have had a few alleged connections of her own. Beyoncé has always been extremely private, so figuring out what happens in her personal life is nearly impossible. Still, that hasn't stopped people from analyzing her relationship with her longtime bodyguard, Julius DeBoer. Back in 2009, Beyoncé and Julius were photographed leaving a hotel, and some people claimed that his lips appeared to be stained with red lipstick similar to the shade Beyoncé was wearing. At the time, many dismissed the speculation. Beyoncé and Jay-Z were still relatively newly married, and there was no solid evidence proving that anything inappropriate had happened. However, the rumors resurfaced years later when anonymous sources allegedly claimed that Beyoncé and Julius had become unusually close. Stories circulated that the two spent significant amounts of time together behind closed doors and that Julius sometimes stayed near her hotel room while traveling. Some reports even claimed that Jay-Z became jealous of their relationship and wanted Julius removed from Beyoncé's security team. According to those rumors, Beyoncé refused. None of those allegations have been publicly confirmed, but they have remained part of the internet's long-running speculation surrounding the couple. Then there was Alejandro Sanz. Alejandro was already a major Latin music star while Beyoncé was still performing with Destiny's Child, and their professional connection goes back years. Destiny's Child provided backing vocals for Sanz's Spanish ballad Quisiera Ser, and Beyoncé reportedly helped contribute English lyrics to the song. She later spoke about how working with Spanish-language artists increased her interest in the language and culture. As her solo career grew, Beyoncé continued exploring Latin music. She recorded Spanish-language versions of some of her songs, including Irreplaceable, and also collaborated with Alejandro Fernandez. At first, it seemed like a smart creative move that helped Beyoncé connect with a wider international audience. But years later, Old clips featuring Beyoncé and Alejandro songs began circulating on social media, and fans started reading much more into their chemistry. In the footage, Beyoncé appeared relaxed, playful, and noticeably giggly around him. Viewers pointed out the way she smiled, looked down, and seemed almost shy whenever their eyes met. Of course, chemistry between two artists doesn't prove that anything romantic happened. Still, for fans already searching for clues about Beyoncé's private life, those old interactions were enough to spark a whole new wave of speculation and leave people wondering whether there was ever more to their relationship than music.
She definitely set us on top as far as like the song and the album being number one with her creativity. So we really have her to thank for this Grammy.
What are you smiling at? What's going on?
Because I can't, because she makes me blush when she talks about that.
I mean, we've seen Beyoncé show affection toward Jay-Z, but have you ever seen her blushing like that? Even when she and Alejandro performed together, fans quickly noticed their playful interactions, lingering looks, and the undeniable chemistry they seemed to share on stage.
I'm very, very excited. I mean that all that talent in that moment with a song, with I write in my home, you know, like I'm very happy. I don't know in English.
I mean, to some fans, it looked pretty obvious that Beyoncé had a crush, and according to the rumors, Alejandro reportedly felt the same way. Beyoncé and Jay-Z were already believed to be dating at the time, but their relationship was allegedly complicated. Jay was rumored to have been seeing other women while traveling, and the story goes that Beyoncé wasn't willing to simply sit around waiting for him. According to online speculation, she decided to explore the chemistry she supposedly shared with Alejandro. Once Beyoncé allegedly gave him the green light, rumors claimed that Alejandro began pursuing her more seriously. He reportedly helped her with Spanish, spent time with her in Spain, and introduced her to people close to him. As their alleged connection grew stronger, Jay-Z supposedly began putting more effort into winning Beyoncé back. Some fans believe Jay realized exactly what he stood to lose. Beyoncé wasn't just his girlfriend. Together, they had the potential to become one of the most powerful couples in entertainment. Tina Knowles has also spoken publicly about Beyoncé, once having to choose between Jay-Z and another man who is seriously interested in her. Over the years, internet speculation has attempted to identify that mystery man, with some people claiming it may have been Alejandro. However, that connection has never been publicly confirmed. It remains unclear whether Beyoncé and Alejandro ever had a romantic relationship at all, let alone when or why it might have ended. What we do know is that Beyoncé ultimately chose to build a life with Jay-Z, and the couple eventually married. Still, their marriage has faced intense public scrutiny, especially after Jay-Z's infidelity became part of the narrative surrounding Beyoncé's Lemonade and his album 444. Some online sources have gone further, claiming that the couple's relationship has evolved into more of a private arrangement and that they sometimes live separate lives. Those claims remain unverified. But because Beyoncé and Jay-Z keep so much of their personal life away from the public, the mystery surrounding their marriage continues to fuel endless rumors, theories, and speculation.
What I've heard about them as a couple is that they've been living separate lives for a very long time. So they together, but they living separate. And part of the reason why they're already living separate lives, and we may actually see one of the biggest divorces in Hollywood, is because Jay-Z is up next to be exposed.
According to the rumors, Beyoncé and Jay-Z allegedly live in separate homes and keep much of their business affairs separate, but have chosen to stay together because their brand may be stronger as a couple. Since Jay-Z's cheating became public, it has also been claimed that people within their inner circle are required to sign extremely strict NDAs to prevent private information from leaking. And reportedly, the same level of secrecy applies to Beyoncé, which could explain why we rarely hear anything credible about her alleged relationships. But what do you guys think about all of this? Sound off in the comments, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, baddies.